Hello my dear young minds, how are you all? Safe and secure at home, right? And dear students, in my last class I taught you participles versus gerund. What is a participle, what is a gerund for your class, right? I hope you understand well the topic of present participle and what is gerund. I think you are able to find what is meant by gerund, what is meant by present participle. How we need to identify present participle, how we need to identify gerund. I hope you understand as per the textual grammar. I taught you that. Yes, apart from the textual part, let me teach you some interesting topic today, and that is known as tenses, Nana. What is the tenses? Tenses. And today let me teach you an interesting topic which is nothing but a tense which is important for all kind of grammar. If you wanted to learn the grammar in future, and this is related to for all kind of grammar, whatever the grammar that you wanted to learn in future, and without this it is impossible for us to learn. So, and let me teach you today tenses. Tense, okay na? Tense. If anyone asks you the question related to what is a tense, and I understood and I hope and I realized many students say one answer: present tense, past tense, future tense. Did anyone ask you what is a tense? Don't get tensed. Just say the simply answer. Tense is a combination of both time and action. Before going to know what is a tense, let me teach you what are tenses useful for. And let me teach you, Nana, what are tenses useful for. This is a big question for anybody, so you should know compulsory. Before going to know what is a tense, and let me teach you what are tenses useful for, right? And yes, tenses are very important to do the passage of editing. If we wanted to edit the passage given by anyone without knowing the tense, it is impossible for us. So editing the passage. If you wanted to answer this type of questions, you should know tense is compulsory. So editing, if you wanted to edit any passage without knowing tense, it is impossible. Well, so tense, first one editing, Nana. And next one participles. Participles are three, right? So what are those? Present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. If we wanted to combine the two sentences with present participle, past participle, perfect participle, we should know tense compulsory. Without knowing tense, this topic is also impossible for us to learn, my dears. Well, yes, let's go for the next one, and it is important thing. Active passive voices. If you wanted to change the active voice to passive form, you should know the tense compulsory. Without knowing the tense, impossible for us. We should know first what is active voice. Active voice is nothing but a tense. Active voice sentences. Where do we get that active voice sentences? From the tenses only. From the tenses. You should know the tense compulsory. Active passive voices. Well, and the next one, and the most and important thing is direct indirect speech. This is voice in shortcut, and this is a reported speech. Editing the passage, participles, present participle, past participle, perfect participle, and active passive voices. And next, direct to indirect speech. And if you wanted to change the direct speech tense into indirect speech without knowing the tense, it is impossible. So we should know the tense compulsory to do direct to indirect sentences, right? And to answer for the direct to indirect sentences. Well, and next one, linkers like as, since, because, when, no sooner, many are there, etc. Many are there linkers. If you wanted to combine the linkers, two sentences with the linkers, many are there: as, since, because, when, no sooner, many sentences, many linkers are there. So to combine the sentences with the linkers also we should know the tenses. Well, and next one the main important thing is suitable form of verbs. Suitable form of verbs. Suitable form of verbs. If the blank was given to write answer with a suitable form of verbs, without knowing tense it is impossible for us to fill the blank with a suitable verb form. Impossible, my dear. Compulsory, it's a mandatory. Well, and the next one, conditional clauses. Conditional clauses. Conditional clauses. If, especially, if, in case, unless. Compulsory, mandatory. Without knowing the tense, impossible for us to do answers for conditional clauses, if clauses especially, right? And suitable form of verbs. Next one, it's time. It's time. How we need to write answer with it's time, it's high time, it's quiet time, it's about time. This one also. To write answer, to start the answer for it's time, for this also we need to know tenses compulsory. So to learn all these topics, if we wanted to learn all these topics in English grammar, there is a connectivity for the tenses. Without knowing the tenses, all these topics are impossible. So we should know the tense. I hope you understand where we need to use all the tenses, Nana, right? All these topics. If you wanted to learn perfectly all these kind of topics without knowing tenses, it is impossible for us to learn. Well, yes. And now we are going into the main topic. What is the tense? If anyone asks you what is the tense, and our children started immediately saying answer like this: present, past, future. What is the tense? Okay, na? Don't get any tense. Don't get any tensed. If anyone asks you what is the tense, and said the simple definition for tense. For tense, Nana, tense is the combination of. Tense is the combination of both time and action. Yes, the combination of both time and action is called tense. If anyone asked you what is a tense without getting any tensed, just say simply the definition: the combination of both the time and action is called tense. What is it, dear? If anyone asked you what is a tense, don't get tensed. The combination of both the time and action is called tense. Tense. Now what is meant by time? What is indicates action? What is time indicates? What is action indicates? Well, yes, here time means in the sense present time, past time, future time. Other than this, I couldn't find any tenses, right? I couldn't find any time in this world, I think, right? So other than this, I think we are talking about present or past or future. Other than these three, are there anything, Nana? No, not there anything. Okay, na? These are the timings: present time, past time, future time. Time refers to these three. And what about action? Action is nothing but a verb. Action is nothing but a verb. Without knowing the verb, impossible. Without these two, impossible to know the tense. So, and it is the combination of both the time and action. If there is no time, no tense. If there is no action, no tense. Action is nothing but a verb. Time is nothing but present, past, future. Without these three, impossible. Without action or without verb, it is impossible. Whatever we do the action, whatever the action done by the subject, it is nothing but a verb, right? So we should know verb compulsory. Let me teach you what is a verb. Okay, na? What is a verb? I hope you understand, Nana, what is a tense. The combination of both the time and action is called tense. Okay, na? Tense. Let me teach you what is a verb. What is a verb? Basically, what is a verb? As per the grammar, I taught you many times, there is a V1, V2, V3, V4. As per the grammar, as per the tenses, we have 4 verbs. There is a 5 also. Many books suggest only 4. Some books suggest V5. Some books suggest V4, V6 also, V6 also, right? And but I included V5 also in V1, right? Okay, now let me teach you. Go, go. This is the example for present verb. V1 is nothing but a present verb, and V1 has two forms again, with s and without s. Goes and go. Write, writes. Ask, asks. Make, makes. Many students, many teachers, many grammar books suggest yes or es adding verbs are called V5. Not necessary. We can learn here itself. Okay, na? Right. V2 is nothing but a past form of the verb. V2 is nothing but a past form of the verb, right? For go, what is the V2 for past? Go, went. What is the past form of the verb we go? That is went. Okay, na? What is the V3 form of go? That is called past participle. What is it, Nana? Past participle. V3 is known as past participle. Go, went, gone. It's gone. Go, went, gone. And what about V4? V4 is nothing but present participle. V4 is nothing but present participle, and that is ing. If we add ing for V1, we will get V4, that is called going. Okay, na? These are the verbs. These are the verbs. V1, V2, V3, V4. Remember, Nana? Right? Go, went, gone, going. Ask, asked, asking. Write, wrote, written, writing. Well, like that. And apart from this, there are various kinds of verbs. Let me teach you what are they. Apart from this, there are various kinds of verbs. Verb is divided into many types, and mainly there are two types. And the first one is strong verb, weak verb. Okay, na? Strong verb, a weak verb. Strong verb also called as irregular verbs. Irregular verbs. And weak verbs also called as regular verbs. Okay, na? Strong verbs also called as irregular verbs. Weak verbs also called as regular verbs. Let me teach you what is the strong verb and what is the weak verb. Well, yes. Ask, asked. See, if a verb forms the three same, it becomes a weak verb. Ask. Except D or ED. If we read all these three, it becomes the same. It is called weak verb. Ask, asked, except D or ED, so we will get the same form. These kinds of verbs are called weak verbs. Regularly same word is repeating for V1, V2, V3. Okay, na? Right. If the three forms are different like this, I mean go, went, gone. If you observe V1, V2, V3, these three are not at all same forms. These three are completely different. These forms are called strong verbs. They came irregularly. Irregularity are shown in these verbs. Irregularly came, not the same verb, right? These kinds of verbs are called as strong verbs or irregular verbs. Well, yes. Again, two more types are there. And this is finite verb, non-finite verb. Let me tell you what is a finite verb, non-finite verb. If verb has an action, it is called finite verb. If verb doesn't have any action, it is called non-finite verb. Okay, na? For example, she goes to temple. I wanted to speak. See here, goes. She goes to temple. Here there is an action. There is an action. So this is called finite verb. See, if you observe to speak, here there is no action. These kinds of verbs are called non-finite verb. 2 plus V1. Two infinitives are also called as non-finite verbs. Okay na? For example, let me teach you some more. Let me teach you some more. What is finite, non-finite verb? She is drinking. She is drinking. Drinking is bad habit. See, if you observe both here drinking, this ing is called present participle which has an action. This is called finite verb. This drinking particular verb is called finite verb. Here if you observe drinking is a bad habit, it acts as a verbal noun. It doesn't have any action, which is called gerund. Gerund comes under non-finite verbs. Gerund comes under non-finite verbs. Hope you understand, Anna, what is a, and hope you understand what is a finite verb, non-finite verb, and some more are there. Transitive verb, intransitive verb. Okay, now let me teach you. Verbs which takes objects are called as transitive verbs. Verbs which doesn't take any object is called as intransitive verb. For example, I play cricket. Here, play is a verb which has an object. A verb which takes object by the side is called transitive verb. Okay na? Right. For example, what is intransitive verb? Verbs which doesn't have object at end. Okay na? Sky is blue in color. Sky is blue in color. See here, is a verb. So it doesn't have any object. It doesn't take any object, right? Like that. She walks fast. She walks fast. See, here walks is there, and here this verb is not at all following any named object. This fast is not at all object. It is not at all naming object. It is called as intransitive verb. Intransitive verb which doesn't take any object. The verb which doesn't take any object is called intransitive verb. These two are very important, Nana, in active passive forms. Transitive verbs only possible to write active to passive voice. Intransitive verbs doesn't possible. They are not at all possible to write passive forms. See, it is impossible to write active passive voice. She works fast. Fast is not worked, not suitable. Okay, na? Hope you understand, Nana. So only transitive verbs has passive forms. Intransitive verbs doesn't have any passive forms. They are not at all possible to write passive forms. Well, hope you understand, Nana. Yes. Let me teach you. Verb is divided into many types. Strong verbs, weak verbs. Strong verbs also called as regular verbs. Weak is also called as irregular verbs. Finite verb, non-finite verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb. Okay na? Right. These two. And next, finite, non-finite, transitive, intransitive. Well, Nana, hope you understand what is a verb and how many types of verbs. Okay na? V1, V2, V3, V4. Hope you understand. And verb 2 types. Okay na? Well, and yeah, basically, if you wanted to write any sentence, you must start in sentence in English is subject. Okay na? Basically, subject, verb, object. Basically, English language, if you wanted to write any sentence, we need to start compulsory with the subject, verb, object. It is an order. It is an order of sentence. If you wanted to write any sentence in English language, we must follow subject, verb, object. If you wanted to write in Telugu, so you need to take this one, subject, object, verb. This is order in Telugu. If you wanted to check, write. Okay na? Write one sentence. Write one sentence. If you wanted to write any sentence in English language, first you need to take subject, verb, object. But in Telugu it is reversed. Subject, object, next verb takes place. Verb takes place. Okay na? Hope you understand this too. So, if you wanted to write any sentence in English language, we should know subjects compulsory. What are the subjects? What are the subjects? If anybody asks you what are the subjects, don't tell that. Don't say that Telugu, English, Hindi, mathematics, science, social. Okay na? PSNS. If anybody asks you what is a subject, subject is a doer of action. If an action done by anybody who is none other than subject. Okay na? Let me teach you what are subjects. Let me teach you what are subjects. Now the big question for you, what are subjects? What are subjects? Okay na? Let me teach you what are subjects. Well, yeah. Before going to know the subjects, let me teach you personal pronouns, Nana. Personal pronouns. Personal pronouns. Personal pronouns. Basically, I am teaching about tenses. Now I am teaching about subjects. But why sir is again writing personal pronouns? Personal pronouns acts as subjects. If you wanted to write any sentence in English language, you must start with subject, right? Subject, right? Those subjects are also known as personal pronouns. Personal pronouns acts as a subjects in any sentence. So we must know personal pronouns. So personal pronouns, pronouns. I think you know the pronoun. We should use the pronoun instead of noun repeated. To avoid the repetition of noun, we use pronoun. What is the pronoun? What is the pronoun? Instead of words are called as pronouns. Okay na? Basically we are not always called someone with their names. If you wanted to write in a passage, it is impossible to write always a name. For example, if you are talking about any Geetika, Radhika, something, Geetika, impossible, right? So we need to replace the word with pronoun I or she based on the subject, right? So these are personal pronouns. Let me teach you. There are 3 pronouns in English language, Nana. First person, second person, third person. I hope you understand. I hope you learned in the previous classes. I think I guessed it, right? I hope you learned in the previous classes. First person, second person, third person. Okay na? In this again there are singulars and plurals. Yeah, as per the English language we have only 2 numbers, Nana. 2 numbers, not 1 2 3 4 5. Not 1 2 3 4 5. As per the English language we have 2 numbers only. They are singular number, plural number. Singular number, plural number. Don't think 1 2 3 4. Those are also numbers mathematically. But according to English language we have 2 numbers, singular number, plural number, right? Well, yeah, first person, second person, third person. I think you have learnt even in Telugu. Even in Telugu grammar also there is a first person, second person, third person. In English grammar also we should know what is first person, second person, third person, right? Let me tell you who is the first person. I am the first person because I am standing here, I am teaching grammar here. You are listening. I am the first person, right? So if you say to someone, you will become the first person, isn't it? So here I am standing, I am teaching, you are listening, so that's why I is the first person. I is the first person. Then what about plural? Plural, we. Pronouns always this into we, Nana, not we. There is no word in English we. That is not at all we. That is we. It is we. We are friends. We are enemies. We are living together. Well, yeah, we. We need to pronounce it we, not we. Okay na? There is no word in English language called we. Okay na? Right. Hope you understand. First person is I, Nana. I. Okay na? I. For example, if any teacher conducts a running race, if a teacher asks a student who will come first now, and then the students will say, I teacher, I miss, I am the first person because you are the second person. Yes, the listeners always comes under second person, that is in singular same, and also plural is also same. Plural is also same and singular is also same. You, neevu, you, meeru, both neevu and meeru, singular and plural. Second persons, listeners. Explainers, explainers always comes first. I, listeners always goes to second persons. You are second persons, right? And first person and second person talking about somebody. If we are talking about somebody, those people becomes third persons. The people who are not yet present here, I am explaining, you are listening. If we both speak about somebody else, if we don't know their names, we need to call with some pronouns, right? He. For example, if we are talking about any boy which we doesn't know the name, we need to pronounce he in pronoun. If you are talking about a girl, she. If you are talking about anything, it, right? Unless we know the names. Okay na? If we know the names, it is okay. With the names we can call. Without knowing the names, we need to use pronouns. Those are third persons. The people who are not yet present, but we are discussing about them. First person and second person are discussing about somebody, those are called third persons. They are he, she, it. Let us simplify it. Let us simplify. If you are talking about any secrets in Telugu, we use the word basically మూడో కంటికి తెలియకూడదు. When you are speaking about something, then we use the word, we should not tell to third person. మూడో కంటికి తెలియకూడదు, right? Those third persons are called as he, she, it. Okay na? Right. And what about plural in third persons? They. If two people are there, we need to call them they. Don't call he and he and she, it and it. All the people together, they. Right, Nana? Hope you understand? Yes. First person singular I, plural is we. Second person singular you, plural also you. Third person singular he, she, it, plural is they. Plural is they. Why we are knowing this, Nana? We need to start a sentence with all these. All these. If a sentence starts with all these are acts as a subject. Many sentences, in some sentences, basically starts with name, that is also subject. Many sentence that you happen to see is a subject, no doubt. For example, if you are talking about any women that you know the name, Sarita, Sarita is a subject. Sarita is a subject. Lata is a subject. Ramesh is a subject. Suresh is a subject. All these are subjects. If a sentence starts with something, that is called subject. If a sentence starts with subject, that is called assertive sentence, declarative sentence, affirmative sentence, active sentence. Well, so this is the history of personal pronouns. Personal pronouns can act as a subjects. If anybody asks what are subjects, now don't get tensed. Now tell them I, we, you, they, he, she, it. Don't tell. If anyone asks you what are subjects, Telugu, English, Hindi, mathematics, PS, NS, social. Okay na? Don't tell that. Here, according to English grammar, what are subjects, Nana? I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Third person singulars always have a special recognition in tenses. Tenses. Before, okay na? I mean in future, we are going to learn about present, past, future tenses, right? In those tenses, these three has a special recognition. Third person singulars always have a special recognition and special places, special occupied, okay, occupation, right? Hope you understand, Nana? Yes, these are subjects, and these subjects acts as a personal pronoun. These pronouns, personal pronouns acts as a subject. If you wanted to start any sentence in English language, we must start with all these subjects. Okay, now all these subjects, right? Yeah, these are subjects. And doer of the action. Simply I can say that what are subject? Doer of action. Doer of action. Doer of action is nothing but a subject, right Nana? Hope you understand up to this. And this is the just introduction about tense and its activities, tense and activities, and right. And in each tense again divided into four types. Let us discuss in our next classes, right? And as this is a just introduction class of tenses, and in our next class we will meet you along with the complete tenses, Nana. And up to that, take care, stay home and stay safe. Wishing you all the best. See you. Bye bye.